Hi everyone, here's a tutorial on how to do this easy winter makeup look. It's been trending all over the internet, so I thought I would kind of give my own spin on it. But yeah, I hope you find it helpful, and I also have a blog post, like a more in-depth blog post written out on beginnersguide to makeup.com too. So yeah, bye. So like when I think of winter, I think of like dewy makeup, surprisingly, instead of matte. And this trend is kind of like an in-between. I would say it's like a soft matte. So I'm gonna start to give me like a dewy and kind of glowing skin. I'm gonna start with Rose Water, and this is by Heritage Store. This is my favorite brand, and what I'll do is I'm just gonna spray like that. Like I kind of want my skin like soaking with rose water. And as you can see already, it's giving me like very glowing, hydrating looking skin, so it's perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna start with the fun stuff, which is makeup. So I am going to use concealer today as a base. I'm not gonna put on any skin tint or foundation because this look is primarily very natural looking. It's not like full coverage by any means. So I'm just gonna be using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and I am shade, let's see, Fair Warm. I also have a blog post all about this concealer. It's really good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get the applicator, and I am going to apply like a little bit kind of around the areas I want to brighten it up. And you can also apply to any areas you feel like you want to cover, but I think I'm just going to apply right here for now, and then I'm going to blend it out. Okay, so today I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Buffing Foundation Brush, and this brush is super good for when you want to kind of like quickly blend your makeup. And what you want to do is you're going to kind of stipple it. It's going to give you a brighter finish rather than the kind of like really aggressively spreading it across your skin. You're kind of just going to stipple until it's blended, and when you're right here, you're just going to kind of like look up, and you really want that inner corner to be bright. So if you do color correcting, you can also do that, but I would say keep it as natural as you can just so that it's easier for you to also do this look. Okay, and then I'm just going to start doing the other eye, and remember to take your time with the makeup look like this because you want it to look very bright, so don't put concealer like all over your face. Make sure to kind of keep it on the inner part so that your face looks a lot more bright. When I first saw this makeup look, I was really excited to try it out. And I've been seeing like so many people post about it, so I'm really excited to see how this turns out. I'm kind of like eyeballing it today, but I'm pretty sure if I just follow what I think I'm supposed to do, it'll come out like decent. So with this type of makeup look, I'm gonna skip bronzer because I feel like bronzer is gonna it's gonna give it like a summer vibe, and I don't really want that. And when you're cold in the winter, your cheeks get really red. So I think I'm gonna use like a matte blush today, and the one that I want to use is this e.l.f. Putty Blush. So this is really good, and it's in shade, I'll put it on the screen, but I don't know the shade, but it's like this really pretty pink one, and I feel like this would look really good. Or I could go the other way and use the Rare Beauty matte like Nearly Berry blush, but I think this gives kind of more fall, so I'm gonna try this one out. Literally yesterday I was like trying out new blushes, and so my blush brush is like completely destroyed, and it looks orange because I got an orange blush, but it didn't work out too well. So yeah, but anyways, I'm gonna use this pink one. Like, I know it's giving summer vibes, but I feel like if I mixed it with this one, it's gonna give me like a fall vibe. I mean like a winter vibe. Okay, so what I did was I mixed the e.l.f. one with the Nearly Berry Rare Beauty one, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start, oh yeah, that looks really, really good actually. And the point, I think, of this is to have matte blush. So you don't want to have it be super glittery because, again, the point is for it is to be very natural looking. So you want it to be a matte, like, cream blush so that it can look the most natural and kind of like skin-like almost that it can be. And you can see here, I'm not applying, like, only on the cheekbone. I'm applying right kind of in here, too. Because you kind of, when you get cold, you kind of get, it kind of goes over your entire cheek, not like one part of it, you know? So I'm going to mix that matte Rare Beauty with the e.l.f. Bora Bora, and then I kind of mix it on the back of my hand. And then boom, oh my gosh, I'm looking cold. This is such a cute makeup look. Okay, and then we're going to also put some on the nose, but that's like the grand finale. I get really excited when I'm like mixing new blushes, and you want to like kind of bring it up to your temples too. Kind of like remember, like when you're cold, like in the winter, try and think back on how your cheeks react to being cold, so you can kind of like replicate that, and it'll look most natural on you when you do something. Oh my gosh, it's looking really good in the mirror too. Ooh, okay. Yay! So for this type of makeup look, I'm just gonna keep stippling. I don't want to drag it because dragging gets rid of the makeup. Like I don't really ever drag my makeup, only when I'm like in a hurry. But otherwise, I like to kind of just stipple because I find that that works best. And it kind of gives you more time to be more precise with your makeup. And as you can see, I'm kind of bringing it across because your cheeks kind of get like blushed, right? So I'm kind of bringing it across, but make sure when you're doing it across, don't do it like all here because then you look sunburnt. So I'm stopping right where the nose is, but I'm kind of just going like that. Okay, now I'm gonna apply it onto my nose. You kind of want your nose to look flush. I'm gonna kind of use like that berry color to kind of give it like a red. Ooh, that makes me look really cold. Oh my gosh, this is such a cool makeup look. I don't know the original person who started this trend, but because so many people have done it that it's like really difficult to find the original person whenever you're like trying to research who to give credit to. But if you guys do know the person who started this, please tell me so I can tag them in the comments. Okay, so this is as far as I'm gonna go when it comes to blush kind of like on my face. Now we're gonna move on to highlighter. So highlighter, in the summer you kind of tend to lean more towards golds and like rose golds, but today I'm gonna be using like a white highlighter, if that makes sense. So let me get it and then I'll come back. Okay, I'm back. So I'm looking at this Dior palette and I was looking at the white color yesterday and this is what literally gave me inspo to do this whole look. I was like, whoa, because as you can see the print is still on there. I don't like ever use this. So I think I'm just gonna like try this. Like I think this will give me a cold look because the gold makes you look a tad bit more warm. I don't know, but let's, I'm excited. Okay. Yeah, there we go. See, it's like that glow. You know what I mean? Like it's not, because the gold makes you look very warm. I'm trying to go for like, yeah, like frosty vibes today. Okay. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's actually working. And I look cold. My mom even told me just now and asked her and she's like, yeah, you kind of look cold. I was like, ooh, okay. I'm gonna go on this side. Is it? I can't tell if it's looking good. Oh, wait, yeah, okay, it is looking good. Oh my gosh, so I guess like use a white highlighter. It does not have to be this one, but this is the only white highlighter that I have. So I'm just using it. But I know that, let's see here. I'm pretty sure e.l.f. has a really good white highlighter. But yeah, okay, and then I'm gonna get my finger and I'm gonna do some right here on the Cupid's bow. Give me like a frosty look. Oh my gosh, it's kind of working. I wasn't expecting it to work. Okay. And I'm kind of just making this up as I go along. But yeah, because people, when I'm watching it online, it's kind of people like attempting it. It's not necessarily people like following like one set thing. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some on my chin too, just to kind of like, I don't know, make things look a tad bit more like colder. Okay, so I have a really fun idea for my eyes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to get some concealer to kind of give me like a brighter base. I need like a dot. That's all you need. I'm gonna blend it just like with my finger here. And this is gonna give me like a really nice bright base to work with. And then I'll come back to show you how to actually do the eyeshadow look that I have in mind. Okay, so I'm back. So I just blended the concealer onto my eyes. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this Fenty Beauty How Many Carats. And this, since day one, since I've had it, has always given me like a cold vibe. I don't know how to describe it, but I'll swatch it right now because I love this so much. Like, look at that. And it's perfect because it's very like discreet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of stamp it onto my eyelid like that. And there's actually a dupe for this. It's the e.l.f. It's a liquid shadow, I believe, and it looks exactly the same. So you can also use that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep on kind of like applying it like this, and you can see it's giving me like a frosty vibe. Okay, so we're not finished with the eyeshadow yet, but in order to do the next step, we have to curl our lashes. So I'm just gonna curl mine, and this is a Brilliant Beauty eyelash curler. This stuff is, I love this like eyelash curler. It's really, really good. And you can get very precise if you use a tiny mirror. That's why I always recommend it to all my makeup beginners, because it helps you and allows you to be precise when doing your makeup. Okay, so now we're gonna do mascara, and I love this e.l.f. Big Mood. It is such an underrated mascara that deserves much more attention. Yeah, it's really good, and I'll show you why. So I'm gonna go a bit closer to the camera, and I'm just gonna kind of start swiping it up, and you don't want to put too much mascara on either, because again, we're trying to go like natural. Okay, but look at that. It makes your lashes look so long. It doesn't make them thick looking either. It just makes them, it volumizes like a little, but it makes them look very long and very natural. It's very pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna do the other eye now. But yeah, this is a very good combo. I love this mascara. It literally lasts all day long. I'm literally on my second tube of it because I use it so much. But yeah, I'm excited for the holidays. It's finally getting cold. Normally it's like always so hot where I live, so I'm excited. I'm like really excited to be wearing sweaters and hoodies again. It's very fun. Like you can see, your lashes look so long. Highly recommend this. Again, it's the e.l.f. Big Mood Mascara. Maybe I'll write a blog post on it. It's really good. So the next step now is to give this like look more of a frosty vibe. I'm gonna use this NYX or NYX, I don't know how you say it, jumbo stick in the shade Milk. And this is, I'm just gonna apply some on my inner corner, and I think I'll look really frosty if I do this. I don't know. Let's try it out. Let's see. Okay, it's kind of like not pointy. I don't know why the pencil got like really dull, but anyways, I'm gonna apply it. And you can skip this. If you don't want to do the step, you can go ahead and skip, but I feel like it adds more to the whole frosty vibe that we're trying to do. Okay, like look at that. You kind of just look cold. Ooh, it looks good. Okay, I'm gonna do the other eye. I'm gonna like powder this up because right now I'm kind of looking a bit too dewy. So I'm gonna use some powder to kind of make it more matte looking, but so far, so good. I'm really like loving this. It's actually turning out pretty well. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of apply some powder now because again, I'm looking kind of dewy, but I want to kind of make it matte around specific areas. So I'm going to be using a mixture of the e.l.f. HD powder, and this is just the white one. I'm pretty sure it's a illuminating one, and then the Kosas Comfy Cloud Set, and I'm shade Comfy. Oh, I'm comfy. Okay, so I'm just going to open these up and I'll show you how to do that. The Kosas one is so difficult to open. For some reason, I like can't do it. I don't know why. And then this one just like a slide on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a bit of the setting powder. I'm going to put it, make sure you don't like inhale this. I'm going to put it right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the buffing foundation brush that we used in the beginning. And I'm just going to mix back and forth. Kind of like between these two, you can see there. And I'm just going to pat off the rest on the back of my hand. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look right here actually. And we're just going to mattify a little bit. Like right here on these inner corners and on the sides of the nose and anywhere you feel needs to be mattified a bit, you can apply it. So I'm really just kind of applying this powder right on the like the most inner parts of my face and parts of your face that you know get oily too. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit more of this, and I'm going to put it right there. I kind of want it to look like very frosty and chilly. And then I'm also going to put it on my waterline. So this is also going to make your eyes look bigger, but applying it on your waterline will also kind of give you like a cold look. I'm just going to do a little bit. You see that? Looking very cold. Okay, and so before I move on to lips, I'm just going to do a little bit of touch-ups because I'm kind of noticing that I didn't lock in that cream blush with any powder blush, so it's gonna look it's gonna fall off basically like really quickly. If you don't add a powder blush on top of a cream blush, it's gonna fall off. So that's just like a little piece of advice for you. If you notice that your cream blush like falls off your face easily, that is why. Okay, now for lips, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a blush, I think, actually on my lips. So I'm gonna use this Nearly Berry by Rare Beauty. I'm just gonna kind of swipe it all over my lips. Okay, now I'm gonna use this Buxom Plumping Lip Balm in shade Big O. And I don't think, I'm gonna use a gloss too, definitely. But let's have this give me some pigment so I can put the gloss on top. Okay, I'm gonna use a Maybelline Lifter Gloss now in shade Petal. It's gonna give you like a really nice like a nice good gloss. It's very pigmented too. You don't even like need lip liner with this stuff. It's really good. Okay, I'm actually gonna wipe a little bit of this off. I'm gonna put a different gloss on top. Okay, so instead I'm gonna use the Patrick Ta gloss, and it's a lifter gloss in shade Full Syringe, and I think this is gonna give me more of like a, yeah, there I go. That's like way more glossy and like kind of more natural. Okay, I'm really loving how this looks. I think this will be like my new winter like makeup look. I'm glad that it turned out like well. I was like nervous because I was kind of just eyeballing everything, but this looks very good. It's very natural. It's very glowy too. You look like you just like got out of skiing or sleighing or something like that. I really love it. So my mom gave me a really good idea. Before I like apply my finishing powder, I'm gonna get some of this Fenty Beauty How Many Carats, and I'm gonna like stamp it. And oh my gosh, it looks even more frosty. Okay, I'm gonna get another. Oh my gosh, that gives you even like a more of a frosty look. I love that. Okay, so I was just shaking this, and I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. So the reason why I'm using this one instead of their dewy one is because this is a soft matte, and that's kind of what we're going for. And it's gonna lock up your makeup too. And it has like a little thing in it so that when you mix it, it like mixes and like works better apparently. So I'm just gonna spray this, and this is the finished result. Thank you so much for watching. I also have a blog post all about this makeup look on beginnersguide2makeup.com if you are interested in learning more. But yeah, thank you for watching and have a great day everyone. Bye.